Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome to a very special tumbler tutorial. In this video, we are going to be using some vinyl from Peachy Olive Glitters. If you didn't know, Peachy carries a brand of vinyl called the Vinyl Goat, and there are a ton of really cool patterns and finishes, and we're going to make a tumbler using them today. This pattern is also from Peachy Olive Glitters. It's just a regular sheet of pattern vinyl, and I thought that they would go really well together. So we're going to start out with our snakeskin pattern. Now this is a kind of thicker vinyl. It's not a typical like thin patterned roll of vinyl that you would find. It's really thick and sturdy, and it's got a little bit of a metallic finish to it. So it's really easy to work with if you are somebody that has a hard time with thinner, more kind of like not as durable vinyl sheets, I guess. So what I'm going to do is start by doing a full wrap with this snakeskin vinyl around my tumbler. The tumbler I'm using today, by the way, is a 30-ounce skinny straight tumbler. It is a sublimation tumbler, so it's already white. And this snakeskin pattern I didn't learn was kind of transparent until I started taking it off the backing, but I don't know how it would look on just plain stainless steel. It does kind of show the white through, so I would just keep that in mind if you're going to use this pattern as well. So again, I'm going to do a full vinyl wrap on this. Now, I don't care if this lines up or if anything is like super straight. I just want to get this vinyl on the tumbler. As always, I'm going to use some painter's tape to secure one edge of the vinyl down to the tumbler so that I can keep it in place as I wrap it on. I'm going to use, of course, my favorite thing ever, my big squeegee, to push the vinyl onto the tumbler. Now, as I pull this backing away, you can kind of see what I mean about this vinyl being a little bit transparent, so just keep that in mind. I'm sure it will show up on any color base and look really cool. It just depends on if you're going for like a darker look. You can put it on black, or you can do, you know, any sort of color underneath. That would probably look really cool as well. So I'm going to apply this vinyl the same way that I would do any other sheet of vinyl. And when I get to the back, I'm going to cut off the excess because, as you can see, when you layer it on top of itself, it looks kind of weird. So I wanted to cut as closely to the seam as I possibly could, and I was really proud of how I got the pattern to line up because I did not do that on purpose. So now I'm going to go up to the top rim, cut off the excess vinyl the same way I always do, using a brand new blade on my craft knife. I know I always say that, but it really does make a huge difference in cutting vinyl, especially super thick vinyl like this one. So here's what the wrap looks like up close. I really love this, and I am like not a snake type of girly, like I would not pick snakeskin, but I really like the vinyl and it's such a cool texture. So now what I'm going to do is go to our sheet of pattern vinyl. The name of this pattern, by the way, is Muted Stars. And I thought that the colors in this pattern went really well with the colors in the snakeskin and the colors of vinyl that I had picked out. So I decided to just go for it and put all of them on the same tumbler because why not? So what I'm going to do here is kind of like a stripe effect almost. I'm going to measure out a 3-inch strip of this pattern vinyl, and I'm going to place it in the middle of our tumbler so that we've got snakeskin on the top and bottom, and then we've got this really pretty star pattern in the middle. Now for me, it was easier to just wrap the whole cup in the snakeskin and then put this vinyl right on top of it. However, if you want to, you can cut out 2 separate strips of the snakeskin and then put your star pattern in the middle that way. But for me, it was just quicker and easier to do it this way. But of course, do it however you see fit. So I'm just going to measure and find the middle of my tumbler, place that star pattern down, lining my seams up. Of course, I want all of my seams for my wrap to be in the same place. And then I'm going to just put the vinyl on the tumbler the same way I did the larger piece. So once I've got the excess cut off, this is what it looks like. I was actually really impressed with how well the pattern vinyl covered up that busy snakeskin pattern. I'll admit I was a little bit worried about that as I was applying it, but you literally cannot see through that pattern vinyl. So all is well. Now what I'm going to do is stripe out around my star vinyl. I'm going to use some double-sided tape here to stripe this out, and we're going to, of course, add some glitter. I couldn't do a tumbler and not do glitter on it. So once I've got those 2 pieces of tape down, I'm going to use some painter's tape to mask off all of the areas around it because I didn't want to get any excess glitter anywhere other than on the double-sided tape. I didn't want any of it to get into our snakeskin or anything like that. Remember, we don't have any epoxy or anything on our cup at this point, so we want to protect our vinyl the best we can. The glitter I'm going to use is It's Pecan from Peachy Olive Glitters. It's a really pretty extra fine kind of bronzy copper color, and I thought it would go really well with the colors in our snakeskin. So I'm just going to remove the top layer of that double-sided tape and lay this glitter down. I did not need to base paint or do anything like that. We're just going to put the glitter right over that snakeskin vinyl. So as you saw, after the glitter was applied, I burnished it down, then brushed off any excess glitter that was floating around, and now I'm going to go right into sealing it, especially because we've got everything masked off. Of course, you don't need to wait for anything to dry when you use double-sided tape, so I'm just going to seal it right away, let it dry for 2 hours, and then we can go right into our first 2 coats of epoxy. I'm using my Flynn Sisters Supply Shop Fast Cure Epoxy here, and this first coat over just the plain vinyl is about 25 to 30 milliliters. I'm going to let this coat cure for about maybe 6 to 8 hours, and then I'll add another thin coat over the vinyl. This is about maybe like 15 milliliters, and honestly, you could probably get away with just doing 1 coat over the vinyl because that glitter is a fine cut and it's not really going to give you too much trouble. So anyway, I did 2 though, and after that second coat was cured, I was ready to apply my decal. Now the SVG for the decal I got on Creative Fabrica, and I made a double offset for the decal. So this first layer that I'm putting down is this really pretty like bronzy gold chrome vinyl, again from the Vinyl Goat, and I'm gonna lay that down first on my tumbler. And then for this second middle layer, I'm using this really pretty like neutral, just like plain cream color. Now this vinyl has a really like soft, almost like velvety finish. So it's really beautiful and really soft and like super easy to work with. The only thing I noticed a struggle with was when I went to put my final top layer of the decal over it, it had a hard time sticking. So I think moving forward, using this finish of vinyl, I probably will just use it for the top layers and not layers underneath or in the middle of an offset, just because it was kind of hard to get the top layer of vinyl to stick to that velvety finish. And then finally, for the top layer of our decal, I'm using some black vinyl, and I'm going to place this piece by piece. As always, this is a really delicate, super thin decal or SVG file, so you want to make sure that you don't have to cut it twice like somebody who made this video had to do. So just be really careful when you're weeding it and place it in little pieces. I feel like that helps, especially because of that velvety finish of the vinyl. I didn't want to mess up more than one time. After the decal was applied, I went right into sealing the vinyl. I'm using the binding potion from Adhesive Apothecary. We have a lot of delicate little pieces here, a lot of layers, and I didn't want any of them to get lost or move around or anything. So I went right into sealing it. And now the final thing that we have to do is just finish off the bottom of our tumbler. I'm going to keep this really super simple and just tape off the bottom and paint it black with my black acrylic paint. Of course, if you want to, you can glitter it, you can leave it plain, you can do it whatever you want to at the bottom, but I just wanted to keep it simple with some plain black paint. So I'm going to paint that, let it dry for about 30 minutes, and then I'll add my final 2 coats of epoxy to the tumbler. So once those final 2 coats were cured, we are all done. So here is the final design. I really love how this turned out. Like I said, I am not a snakeskin type of gal, but I think this design is so pretty and kind of like has that mystical feel. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments as well. And if you are not already subscribed to my channel, I don't know what you're waiting for. You should hit that subscribe button because I upload brand new videos every single week. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I love you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Okay, love you. Bye. I want to say a special thank you to all of my channel members, subscribers, and especially my elite fam. Thank you guys for all of your support. I literally could not do this without you. If you want to be part of the fam, you can subscribe to the channel, join as a channel member, or if you'd like the full shebang, extra content, and all of that, you can join my elite fam by going to patreon.com/elitefam. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I love you so much, and I'm so grateful for all of you, and I'll see you in the next video. Here's one if you want to check it out. Okay, love you. Bye.